How you doing, guys? I'm back with a brand new video of rebuilding Man United using my Ruben Amorim's 3-4-2-1 tactic. I created it when he was still at Sporting. I'm going to put it into this Man United save. I'm going to take 5 years to rebuild them to try and get them back to a Premier League title. 2013 was the last time they won it. And sadly, they've gone through some iffy spells since Sir Alex has left, trying to recreate some of that previous form, but it's just not been there. They've gone through a fair few managers now, and even Ruben himself that's come in, I think he's realized he's got a big job on his hand, but I think he can do it. I've seen his tactic work for Sporting, and I'm sure he can do it at Man United. He just needs the right players, and like I said, I'm going to use his tactic in this rebuild over 5 years, and we're going to bring in some quality players to make Man United great again. So on your screen now is my Ruben Amorim's 3-4-2-1. Like I said, I've done a previous video on it, so it will be in the description below. If I pick our best 11, let's take a look. It looks good. It looks good. I think I'm going to put Rashford up front and just maybe lock him in. I'm going to lock Rashford up front and then let everyone else play where they want to play. Mount and Fernandes, I'm sure that's going to be an excellent partnership behind Rashford. I think that's going to be really good. Defensively, I think we could have some issues. I think that's where we need to rebuild, and the wings as well. If we're going to play this tactic, I think we're going to need to strengthen the players up. Like, we don't want Anthony on the right-hand side. So that is something we're going to need to do. But at this moment in time, this is season 1. I've got zero money. Wage budget is on the button. Like I said, nothing to spend. We know the tactic. We know the players that I'm going to sort of put out. Let's see how we get on. And hopefully, maybe season 1, we could do something special. And in season 1, we had a very interesting start. We won the Community Shield on penalties against Man City, beat Newcastle, Chelsea, but lost against Tottenham 2-1, West Ham 1-0, and 1-0 against Nottingham Forest. But other than that, it's been pretty good, because we picked up some good results with a 2-1 win against Man City in the league, and also a 5-1 win, our highest scoring game in the league, against Brighton. Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Anthony getting 2 goals, and Casemiro scoring a goal as well. And we finished the league with a good season. I think this is a good first season using the Ruben Amorim tactic. 65 points. We're 6th place in the league. We're going to be playing in Europe again next season. We won 20, drew 5, lost 13 games. We got a goal difference of 15. Like I said, a point set of 65. Well clear of Brighton with 57 points. And we're 4 points away actually from Champions League football, where Villa finished in 4th place. So we're there or thereabouts. A few more players to the squad, and I think we're going to be great. And in the Carabao Cup this season, in the 3rd round, we had Ipswich, who we beat 4-1. In the 4th round, we had Southampton, who we beat 5-1. We made it to the quarter-final, where we had Arsenal, but sadly lost 2-0. And in the FA Cup 3rd round, we had Stoke, who we beat 1-0. And in the 4th round, we had Brentford, who we beat 3-1. Then in the 5th round, we had Crystal Palace, who we beat 3-2. It's a tough draw so far. And then in the quarter-final, it's Newcastle. We scraped through with a 3-2 win. Semi-final, it's Bournemouth. We beat them 2-0. So it just leaves Liverpool in the final, where sadly, on the day, we lost 1-0. But at least we're getting to a final. And in the Europa League, we topped our group. We won all 6. We finished with 18 points. And then in the knockout rounds, we had Stuttgart in the round of 16, who we beat 4-2 on aggregate. Then in the quarter-final, it's Feyenoord, who we beat 6-3 on aggregate. Then in the semi-final, we had Atletico Madrid. This is a very entertaining game. We won 4-3 away from home to make it 6-all on aggregate, and we won it just about on penalties. We got Villa in the final, where we beat Villa 1-0 to a Bruno Fernandes goal. So all in all, not a bad season at all. First season in, like I say, 0 transfers made. We do have some money, 81 million. I am scared. I'm very scared, because the overall balance at Man United is so poor. I know they're in a lot of debt, but that does scare the hell out of me. We've got 81 million to spend. I've got a bit of wage budget as well. We look at the squad this season, how well they performed. We go by goals. We can see here, Bruno Fernandes as that attacking midfielder role, 24 goals. Rashford playing up front as well with 24 goals. Mount with 15 goals. Even Anthony, who I didn't think was going to do very well in the position out wide on the right-hand side, he's done very well. And then we've got Højlund with 9 goals. Assists, We're coming from Fernandez as well, Garnacho, Ericsson with 11, and Mainio with 10. And so all in all, pretty good. If we look at some average rating wise, best performer for us was Bruno with a 7.33, Ericsson, Garnacho, Mount, Mainu, Anthony, Diallo as well with a 7, and Green. We do need to improve this. A lot more players need to be improving a lot more. We will though. We've got a lot of money to spend, so let's get to season 2. Starting off season 2 with the transfers, and we're starting with the players out. Joshua Zirkzee went out for 20 million. We took a loss on him for 20 million. We bought him for 36.5 million, but he was never going to be the guy to lead the line, and I needed the money because I had an idea of a striker that I wanted. And the next player I sold was Daniel Gore. He was in the under 21s, and we got a bit of money for him. 10.25 million to Brian, which I needed money, like I said. And I also sold Casemiro, even though I think he's still got another year in him. His age, 5-year rebuild, he's not going to be there long term. And for 25 million, it's not a bad price either. And then the last player out was Anthony. He went to PSG for 20 million. Which is a massive loss considering Man United bought him for 83 million. He had a good season this season actually, but for season 2, we're going to need to improve things. And a few players went out on a free transfer, and this one's no surprise. Harry Maguire went on a free. He's 32 years of age now. Contract coming to the end. I didn't want to extend it. I didn't even try and sell him really. I just thought I'd just let him go, free up some wages to bring some move players in. And the same thing with Christian Eriksen. He also went on a free. He's 33 years of age now. He had a good season last season, but he's not going to get no better. Freeing up some wages, I can bring more players in. And another player I let go on a free is Victor Lindelof. He went actually to Juve on a free transfer. 30 years of age. He's actually okay, but like I said, I want to free up some wages. And I've got some really good ideas, some really good central defenders to come in. And now we're on to transfers in, and I've got a strength for this defence. And I'm starting off with Mark Gahey from Crystal Palace for 29 million. He's a solid. He's more than a solid. He's a very good defender. And the second player in, I've gone back to Portugal to pick up Anthony Silva, who is a quality defender with some high potential as well. So this defence, this is what within the system, just making sure we're very, very solid. And then I looked at strikers, and the striker that I wanted to bring in was Gilchrist. But he went to Newcastle. He chose Newcastle over me. So this was the second choice, Victor Boniface. He's still quality. He cost me a lot of money, 58 million, and he's going to be leading the line. And I'm sure, and I know he's going to be superb. Then back to Portugal again, where I picked up Nuno Santos. He knows the system well. He knows Amorim's system well on the left-hand side. He's a bit older than I would like, but I feel he's just a quality player, and he's a really good backup player. Like I said, he knows the system already. And then it's time for kickoff, and we kick off our Premier League campaign with a 5-0 win against Leeds. It was a really good start. And then it's Bayern Munich in the Super Cup, who we beat 3-2. Goals from Fernandez, Boniface getting his first goal for Man United, and Rashford scoring the win on the 93rd minute. I think this is going to be a great season. And it has been a good season, as in it's been better than last season. 69 points, 5th place in the league, so it's not too bad. We won 21, drew 6, lost 11, and we got a goal difference of 32. So we're improving. We just need a few more little players, and I think we'll be challenging Tottenham for the league. Now on to the cups, where in the Carabao Cup we had Liverpool in the 3rd round, where we beat them 2-0. In the 4th round, it was Chelsea. It's a tough run. We beat them on penalties. Then in the 5th round, quarter-final even, we beat Villa 3-0. And in the semi-final, it's Newcastle. Don't forget, Gilchrist, we tried to get him, we couldn't get him. We beat them 4-3. And Tottenham beat Fulham in the other semi-final. So it's us versus the champions of the league in the final. And in the final, Tottenham open up the scoring with a Papassar goal, going 1-0 up. Boniface on the score sheet for us to equalise and make it 1-1. Goes to extra time. We make it 2-1, make it 3-1, then it's 3-2, but we've just done enough to pick this up. This is our 2nd trophy for the season. Now on to the FA Cup, where in the 3rd round we beat West Brom 5-1, so we're off to a flyer. In the 4th round, it's Plymouth, who we beat 3-0. Then in the 5th round, it's Liverpool at Anfield, and this one, we don't want to lose this one, but we did. A 1-0 loss, getting knocked out in the 5th round. Now on to the Champions League, and in the group phase, you can see here, we played 8 and we won 7. Beat PSV, Villa, RB Leipzig, Rangers, Bayer Leverkusen, Real Madrid 5-3. We only drew 1 game, which against Villarreal. 22 points. We topped the league phase. And then we go into the round of 16 where we had Tottenham, the Premier League champions, the away leg. We needed a big one where we won 4-0, knocking out Spurs 4-2 on aggregate. Then in the quarter final, we knocked out Arsenal. We're getting all the Premier League clubs. Arsenal 3-2 on aggregate. Then in the semi-final, it's Barcelona. Another really close game to Old Trafford, but we beat them 4-3 on aggregate. Then it's PSG in the final. They've got one of our players. And yes, it's a reunion with Anthony, who actually didn't start the game, didn't play a single minute. We were amazing. We scored a penalty with Rashford. Gahey scored to make it 2-0. They got back into the game, scored on the 80th minute with their second goal with Dembele. But on the 92nd minute, Mainu stepping up to be the hero of the day. Then when you look at the stats, we definitely deserved it. We were fantastic in the Champions League. So we picked up the Champions League, we picked up the League Cup, and we picked up the Super Cup. Second season in. Amazing. But we need the Premier League. And we really do need the Premier League. And I think we're just a couple more players away from really challenging for the Premier League. We can win the Champions League, Super Cup, and Carabao Cup, but we're too many points away from the Premier League. And that's what this rebuild's after. Taking Man United back to the Premier League title, winning the Champions League is phenomenal. That is fantastic. Carabao Cup, that is good. Super Cup is also good. But it is all about the Premier League. Who has been our best performers this season? Well, Boniface, he scored a lot of goals. Even though he wasn't my first choice, he scored 35 goals for the season. Rashford on that left-hand side scored 23. Mount with 22. 18 from Fernandes, but he is wanted. I'm a little bit worried that he's going to be on his way out. And Garnacho got 7 goals. Assists are coming from Mount, Fernandes, Dalo, Rashford, Garnacho, which is great. Average rating-wise, a load more players in green. But our best performer is Fernandes and Mount. Them two behind the striker, they just work really well. A 7.31, really, really good. And Rashford with a 7.19. I was thinking about selling him, but just think he plays really well on that left-hand side. So he might be around till the end. Right, we have, let's check out, 108 million for season 3. And a little bit of wage buzz as well to move around a little bit. But 108 million. I can do some really, really good things with this. So I'm looking forward to season 3, and we've just got to get closer. We've got to get closer to the league title. That is my main aim. On to season 3 now, and transfers. Players out. Luke Shaw not getting into the team because we don't really play with wing backs. So on his way out he goes to Newcastle, which is, I don't really want to sound to Newcastle, but they came in the best price, 18.75 million. And next up was Diallo. We sold to Brentford. He was a bit part player, 14.5 million. Not too bad. Like I say, he's a bit of part player. He wasn't really getting into the team. Last season, 12 games, 2 goals with 6.97. So I've already got a lot of money, but now I've got even more. Also out is Rasmus Højlund to West Ham for a really good 19 million cut down price. But like I said, he was a backup player. We've got Boniface now. We've got to take a massive loss on him, 66 million. But he didn't score too many goals over the last 2 seasons. And like I said, I've got a replacement as well. So Boniface up front and a replacement. Didn't need him. Also, we sold Tyler Marsler to Brighton for 16.5 million. This one, we actually made a bit of a profit on him. He didn't really play too much. Same sort of thing, the reason why Luke Shaw went. We don't really play left backs or wing backs, so he does play as a defensive winger. He can play there, but we've got other options there. And Rashford, that's really his position, and Nuno Santos. And our first player in is Vanderson from Barcelona. His natural position is a wing back, but I really think he could play a defensive winger really well. Not a bad price either, 26.5 million from Barcelona. He's played 3 games already. He's not done the greatest, but I think he's going to do well. And coming in as a backup player on a free as well, we've got Tammy Abraham at the age of 28 now. Like I said, free transfer from Roma. Played 1 game already. Only as backup, super sub. But I think that's a good signing. Like I said, no money, free transfer, Tammy Abraham, no brainer. And the same with our next signing, Ruben Neves. Free transfer. He looks quality still. He's 29 years of age, so he's a bit older than I would like. But when you look at his attributes and stuff, for a free, coming from Al Ahly, I think that's just, and again, another no-brainer. And next up, where most of our money went, is Florian Wirtz. He's just phenomenal. He is going straight into the team. It's just a case of who I'm going to drop, Mount or Fernandez. So I imagine it'd be Mount, and Bruno will start with Florian Wirtz. But he's just awesome. He did cost me a pretty penny, 91 million. He's played 3 times. He's not scored yet, but for his pedigree, he's going to do amazing. And coming in as a backup central defender is Thiago Dalo. I think he was just a good price, 13.5 million, come from Juve. Like I said, backup central defender, just have more players for the squad. And also, not just that, he's got some sporting connection as well. And then in was a player that can cover both sides. It's Nicolo Zaniolo, Italian, 27 years of age. I think he can cover the right and the left. He'd be absolutely fine. He's got some great pace, great mentals, great technique. Not a bad price as well, 23 million. Played 3 times, scored 1 goal with an average rating of a 7.15. At the new signings, I think he's doing the best. And then we kick off our campaign with the Super Cup, where we beat Real Betis 4-0. And Vanson scoring on his debut. Boniface, Martinez, 4-0. Nice and comfortable. Another trophy. Then after that, we had our first Premier League game against the champions of the Premier League, Tottenham, and we beat them 1-0 with Zanola on the score sheet. Leicester, we beat them 2-0, Bruno Fernandes and Victor Boniface on the score sheet there. And then it was Everton, where we lost 1-0. Maybe that's just a little blip. And other than that, we're just going to be superb this season. That's what I'm hoping for. This is, I think, my best 11. I think this is a cracking team now. Unana, Gahi, Silva, De Ligt, Rashford, Vanison, Wirtz, Fernandes, Boniface up front. Fernandes, there is a bit of an issue with him because he's transfer listed by request. He wanted to go to, was it Al Khalif? He wanted to go somewhere. He wanted to go to Saudi Arabia. I didn't want him to go. I rejected it, and then he just comes straight in with a just want to go, requested a transfer. But hopefully that's not the case. I just don't want him to go. But even though he's 31 now, I've really still got a couple of years still in him, and I've not really got a replacement, as in I've got Mount and Wirtz, but I'd have to buy someone else. I don't want to. I want to keep him for one more season at least anyway. I think this is a great team. Boniface, hopefully start scoring a lot of goals this season. And then other than that, I think we're going to be good. Hopefully we're right up there. But let's find out. Hopefully season 3, we can actually win the Premier League. Well, we were there or thereabouts. 79 points. Second place in the league. We're much closer. The best we've done so far in points-wise. 124, drew 7, lost 7, a goal of 37. And a points tally of 79. So we're very close. There's 2 positions that I think we need to strengthen. And then I think we'll be good. And in the Carabao Cup this season, we beat Leeds on penalties in the 3rd round. But we got knocked out in the 4th round on penalties to West Ham. And in the FA Cup 3rd round, we had Crystal Palace, who we beat 2-1. Then in the 4th round, we beat Fulham 2-1. Then in the 5th round, it was Bournemouth, who we beat 1-0. In the quarter-final, it's Arsenal, where we lost on penalties. And in the Champions League, we finished 8th place in the league phase, which is not bad at all. We won 4, beat Lazio, Atletico Madrid, Porto, drew 3 against Bayern Munich, Lyon and Aston Villa, and lost 1 as well against Inter, 5-1. 15 points, 8th place. Least we go straight to the knockout round, where we faced Lazio in the round of 16 and we beat them 5-2 on aggregate. Then in the quarter-final, it's Real Madrid. That's close. It's really close, but we lost here on aggregate 4-3. So other than winning the Super Cup, we've not had a great season as in domestic cups and Europe cups, but 79 points. The league, it's all about a Premier League title. That's what I'm really after. And so far, I think actually 3 seasons in, we're doing really well. Squad-wise, the 2 positions that I'm talking about. Goals-wise, Bruno Fernandes scored 20 goals this season, which is fantastic. I kept hold of him. He wanted to go at the start of the season, but I didn't want to sell him. Boniface has only got 12 goals. Rashford has got 11 goals. And he playing on the left-hand side. Tammy Abraham, the backup player, has got 11 goals as well. So I'm a bit disappointed with that as well. 11 goals, 16 assists. He did do the most assists. Actually, he didn't. It was Vanderson on the right-hand side with 17. So I don't know. I think we're gonna need a striker really. Boniface, I do like him, and he does look great, but he's just not scoring the goals. And I think it's time now maybe to get rid of Onana as well, because I think he's conceding too many goals for us. 34 appearances, and he conceded 30 goals. It's nearly a goal a game we're conceding. So we will look. Those two positions are the positions that are really looking for next season. But season 3, we're close. We're getting much closer now. So hopefully season 4 will be our season. And before I forget, because I nearly did forget, we got 77 million to spend for season 4. And a wage budget as well, 4.4. We're only spending 3.7 at this moment in time. So we've got a bit of wage budget. We've got quite a bit of money. If I can sell a couple of players like maybe Boniface now, we will bring in a top tier striker. And the first player out for season 4 is Martinez. He's been a good servant for the club, but I think it's time for him to move on. 53 million. I don't really like selling them to another Premier League club, but they come in with the highest offer. And we made a bit of profit on this one as well, £1 million. Then out the door was Nuno Santos on a free transfer. I didn't renew his contract. He had a couple of years of us. Done okay. Didn't really play too much, but he's just a real good backup player to have. And like I said, he already knew the system as well, so let him go on a free. And then I sold our backup Turkish goalkeeper. He's gone to Galatasaray. Not bad price as well, 7.5 million. He's not a bad backup keeper as well, so, but 7.5 million, another player we've made some profit on. And the first player in now, and I've spent a hell of a lot of money on him, but he's worth it. Evan Ferguson, I hope he's going to be worth it. 90 million, and you can see here he's played 4 games already and he scored 3 goals, so it's a good start. And the second player in to replace Martinez is Roger Ibanez, Brazilian, on a free transfer. Come from Al Ahly. What more can you say? He's a really good player, and for a free, a great replacement for Martinez. And then I brought in a backup goalkeeper to try and compete with Onana, Dennis Seaman. He is great. He's got a really good potential in the game, so I know how good he is. He wasn't a bad price either, 11.75 million. So I say he's one for the future, but he's going to be competing now. And another player in that I picked up on a free transfer, on raiding the free transfer market, is Antonio Bianco. Like I said, Spanish, 27 years of age, on a free. Saw his contract was expiring and just picked him up because he's a good backup plan as a defensive midfielder. And the last player I brought in was Cole Palmer. I just wish he was the Cole Palmer in real life, because FM, he's so much better than this. So much better. But he was a really good price. Competition now for Bruno Fernandes, who's getting a bit older, that wants to leave. Mount and Verts as well, who's not really hit the ground running so far. 13 million, like I said, an absolute bargain. But it's not been a great start to the season, because we lost 1-0 against Nottingham Forest. We beat Everton 4-1. Fernandes, Ferguson getting on the score sheet, scoring his first couple of goals. Then we beat Bournemouth 2-0, De Ligt and the Silva on the score sheet there. Then lost against Villa 2-0. So 1-2, lost 2. I think this season's going to be interesting. And interesting it is, we won the league with 82 points. It's a little bit low, but we've done it. Took a Man United back to the top. We won 26, drew 4, lost 8. Goal difference of 48 and a point save 82. Eric Ferguson in the Premier League got 19 goals. Gilchrist, who I tried to buy, you already knew I tried to buy him, but he went to Newcastle. He's the top goal scorer in the league with 23 goals. But Eric Ferguson's close, very close. But it's been a great season in season 4. And in the Carabao Cup this season, we beat Brentford 2-1 in the 3rd round away from home. In the 4th round, we had Luton, where we beat them 3-1. Then in the quarter-final, it's Liverpool at Anfield, and we lost on penalties. And in the FA Cup, we start in the 3rd round with a 3-1 win against Cardiff at their place. Then in the 4th round, it's Arsenal, and this is a really good result. We beat them 3-0. Then in the 5th round, it's Huddersfield, which was close, and we beat them on penalties. Then in the quarter-final, it's West Brom. Comfortable 5-1 thrashing. Then in the semi-final, it's Brighton, where we lost 2-0. The Brighton and Man City in the final. On to the Champions League now. We're in the Group League phase. We finished 2nd place, so we go through straight to knockout rounds. We won 6 games. Monaco, Dortmund, PSG, Celtic, some really good wins there. We drew 1 against RB Leipzig, and we lost 1 game against PSV, but we finished with 19 points. Like I say, second place, so we'd go straight to the knockout rounds. Then in the round of 16, it's only PSV where we beat them 2-0 away from home, which makes it 2-0 on aggregate going through into the quarter-final, where we had Inter, where we lost 2-0 at home, but we beat them 2-0 at their place, and then we went on to beat them on penalties. In the semi-final, it's Man City, and then sadly, even though we beat them 3-2 at Old Trafford, the away leg at their place, we just terrible, and we lost, locking out 5-4 on aggregate. So it's Man City and Barcelona in the final. And this season, I'm really pleased because we've done what I wanted to achieve. It was take Man United back to the top of the Premier League, and we've done that. 82 points. We're champions of the Premier League. Last time, 2013. Cups-wise this season, we got to the semi-final, quarter-final. We were thereabouts. We're a very good team. Hopefully, we can just continue this on for Season 5. If we take a look at the squad, how did they perform this season? Goals-wise, Evan Ferguson. This is what I needed. A striker to score a lot of goals. 29 goals. Bruno Fernandes with 16, and there's some major sad news. He will be leaving at the end of the season. He won't renew his contract, which I understand because he wanted to leave a year or two ago and I wouldn't let him leave. And now it's finally come to the end of his contract and he's going to be going. So good luck to him. Just a shame because he had his best season of any player. 7.27 for us this season. He was our best performer. So it's a shame. It's a shame. We've got Rashford for 14 goals, Zanola with 13 goals, Verts with 9 goals, De Ligt scored 8 goals. Florian Verts, I just need him to do more. I really just need him to do more. That much money we spent on him, I just don't think he's living up to it. A load of players in green, so a lot of players have a really good season. Not only is, let's click this out, not only is Fernandes going, also Unana's contract is expiring at the end of the season. And I am going to let him go. I'm going to let Dennis Seaman fight out with someone else, bring a new player in, they can fight out for the #1 spot. But Unana, 32 years of age, I'm not going to renew it, just going to let him go and then see how we get on for Season 5. Money-wise, what do we have to spend? 108 million. And one position I know I need, obviously, is a goalkeeper. And then I'm just going to have some fun. I'm just going to spend this money, maybe sell a few other players, and then just see what sort of players I can bring in to go all out for Season 5. And the first player out for Season 5 is Tammy Abraham. He was only a backup. He was a free as well, so he didn't cost me anything. This is pure profit. We got 28 million and he's gone to Brighton. And another player that's pure profit is Roger Banzi. He was great. He was a really good player for us. But like I said, this is another player that's pure profit. Got quite a few central defenders and I got another player coming in as well. The 62 million and he was a free. Like I said, he had a good season. It was just a no-brainer, 62 million. I'm going to go all out this season. And also, Victor Boniface is left. I think I forgot to mention last season that he actually loaned him out with a mandatory fee of 66 million to Chelsea. Last season, like I said, loaned him out. Didn't do very well. Scored 5 goals for them in 22 games. And the mandatory was 66. They had to pay it. So that's another lot of money and a bit more profit. And talking about profit, Antonio Bianco, sold him to Spurs for pure profit again. Just got enough players playing that position and I got someone coming in that's very special. 43 million considering he was free. Yeah, just pure profit. And our last player out is Ruben Neves going to Al Ittihad. He's still great, even though he's 31 years of age. But 20 million. And again, I've got someone coming in that defense midfield role that is special. And the player that I'm talking about is Orion Tchouameni. He is amazing from Real Madrid. And you'd think it'd cost me a hell of a lot of money. You would be wrong because I got him on a free transfer. And another player I've brought in to play in goal, which is going to be a massive gamble, Guillaume Resta. He's got some great potential in the game and he's fantastic in the game. But when I say this is a gamble, well, the price-wise wasn't too bad. It was 36 million. Come from Sheffield United in the Premier League. Played 35 times, conceded 76 goals. He's played 4 times for us already and conceded 4. But like I say, I think it's going to be a gamble, but I know the ability. The ability is there. With a better team like we've got, I think he's going to be all right. Like I said, though, he did get Sheffield United relegated last season, but I want to win the league. And the next player in on a free transfer, I'm just loving the free transfer, is Josip Titello, another central defender. Like I say, just cover and stuff. So defensively, I'm really good. Got released from Ajax. I picked him up. And Even if he's no good, you know it's going to be pure profit. And as Bruno Fernandes has left now, I needed a player that can play in that role. And Arda Güler, Turkish, looks amazing. He's so young as well, 23 years of age. He actually did cost me a little bit of money, 25 million from Real Madrid. But he's got a great potential. And I'm sure maybe not be as good as Bruno Fernandes, but he'll be good. And the next player in to be the backup player, because Tammy's gone now, is a new gen Mamet Yavuz. He looks awesome as well, just to be the backup player. And he cost me a bit of money, 71 million from Bayern Munich. He's a wonder kid, and he looks awesome. So hopefully, like I say, he's only backup. And then I bring in another player you might have heard of, Lamine Yamal. This was just mental. He's so good. He's only 21 years of age. I'm not too sure he's going to be a great defensive winger, but it's Lamine Yamal. I had to bring him in, and he was not a bad price either. 70 million, and I had a lot of money to spend. And the last player in that costs me a lot of money is Facundo Bonate. 100 million he costs from Brighton. He is awesome. Another player, like I said, Bruno Fernandes left, so I need someone to play there. I got the Turkish kid as well, so I think this is going to be good. I mean, like I said, he cost me 100 million from Brighton. He's played 4 games though, scored 4 goals with an average rating of a 7.72. So he's hit the ground running. And at the start of the season, it's not been too bad at all. We started off with a 4-1 win against Man City in the Community Shield, which is a good result. And then we beat West Ham in the league, Brentford in the league 3-2. We lost against Newcastle 1-0, beat Tottenham, who are always up there in the Premier League, 3-1. And then we had a Carabao Cup game against Burnley where we won 6-3. So all in all, this is a good start to life in the Premier League in our 5th season. Can we go back-to-back Premier League titles? And also, can we pick up another Champions League, FA Cup or Carabao Cup? Let's find out. And yes, we've done it. We picked up another Premier League title. We won 29. We drew 3 games against Liverpool, Tottenham and Nottingham Forest. We lost 6 against Chelsea, Norwich, Man City, Liverpool and Luton and Newcastle. And we got a goal of 72 and a points tally of 90, our best yet. Back-to-back Premier League titles. Rashford, who I thought at the start of this rebuild that I'd be selling him on. But on the left-hand side, as a defensive winger, he's been doing really, really well. He scored third place in the top Premier League goal scorers with Haaland topping it. Flavian Wirtz, this is his best season so far for us, a 7.49. Rashford with a 7.41. Wirtz on the most assists, joint top there. And then Rest with the most clean sheets in the league, who I was really, really worried about because of the last season with Sheffield United, he got relegated. But he done really well, played 38 times, only conceded 25 goals with a 7.12. So really good. Also, I forgot to mention, he also got Toulouse relegated as well. So he's with 2 teams and got them both relegated. But with us, he's won the Premier League. And in the Carabao Cup, we start off in the 3rd round where we beat Burnley 6-3. Then in the 4th round, it was Southampton who we beat 3-0 at St Mary's, good result. Then in the quarter-final, we got beat by Tottenham, but we know how good Tottenham are. They always seem to be up there in the league, but they knocked us out in the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup. And in the FA Cup 3rd round, we knocked out Watford 4-0 at their place. Then in the 4th round, we get knocked out against Ipswich, who are now playing in the Championship. We lost here 1-0, so domestic cups haven't been great. And in the Champions League phase, we finished in the top 8 again, so we don't have to play any playoff rounds, so we go straight off to the knockout round, the round of 16. We finished in 4th place, we won 6. We beat Dortmund, Malmo, Roma, Sporting, PSV, Man City. We didn't draw any games, but we did lose 2 games, one against Real Madrid 4-0 and one against Shakhtar 1-0. So we go into the round of 16. Where we faced Borussia Dortmund in the round of 16. They beat us 1-0 at their place, but at Old Trafford we beat them 3-0, so knocking them out 3-1 on aggregate. Then we got the quarter-final where we beat PSV 2-1 on aggregate. Then in the semi-final, it's Milan. We done all the hard work in the away leg where we beat them 4-0 at Old Trafford. It was 0-0, so we beat them 4-0 on aggregate. Now we got Real Madrid, who beat Barcelona 8-1 on aggregate. So this is going to be a very interesting final. So let's play it now. So here we go for the final, and Real Madrid, Mbappe, Bellingham, Junior, Rodrigo, Camavinga, they got Vivaldi, they got an awesome team. We got Ferguson, Rashford on the left, Van Anderson, Verts, Bonetti. We've got Mainu, we got a great team as well, especially with Ferguson up front. And early on, Rashford getting in on the action to make it 1-0. I was over the moon. But then Aaron Ferguson gets injured after 5 minutes. So I had to bring on the old youngster from Germany, Javaz, the German wonder kid, goes up front. And then second, well, they equalised to make it 1-0, Junior. Then, corner in the second half. De Ligt turns up, tall, big, gets on the end of it, makes it 2-1. Then, Real Madrid are messing around with it in the back. We just put the pressure on. They make a little mistake. Bonetti on the ball, and just a great finish to make it 3-1. And then, Rashford had a great game, but I brung Lamar on because he's so good. I thought I'd bring him on the left-hand side, and he's lively. When he came on, he had a few little chances. Maybe could have scored. Great work for him down the left-hand side, and this, we should just tap this one in, but we just couldn't tap it in. We were so good. Mainu on the ball, cross it over. Great effort here. I thought that was going to go in. We just fantastic, and then we end up being the Champions League winners, and we definitely deserved it. And I was partying like it was 1999. Well, what a result in the final. A 3-1 win against Real Madrid, and we definitely deserved it. We were definitely the better team. Even with Evan Ferguson, our main striker, getting injured early on, bringing on the old German wonder kid up front. Didn't have much of a game, but everyone else was absolutely awesome. Brung Lamine Yamal on as well later on for Rashford. He was lively as well. Such a great result. The 5 years has been really good. We've won the Carabao Cup. We've won 2 Champions Leagues, 2 Premier Leagues, 2 Super Cups. It's been absolutely awesome. This year, the squad has been fantastic. The goals-wise come from Rashford from the left-hand side. I think I spoke about it. I was going to sell him after year 1, but he's just too good on the left-hand side. We just got him to work. We got him to work. He's just amazing. Evan Ferguson up front. We needed a main striker that was going to score goals, and we think I finally found one that will score us a lot of goals. Bonate, 18 goals. Verts had a great season, his best season so far for us. Mason Mount has been a solid player. And we've got some new players in. If you're going to continue this on, the save file will be in the description below. You've got Lamine Yamal. He was great. We've got the German wonder kid as well, Javaz. Yeah, just I think Cole Palmer that can't even get into the squad. He's there. So if you want to continue this on, assist-wise, where do assists come from? You can see here, Rashford's just scoring a goal. He's also assisting the goals. And average rating-wise, just look at all these greens. It's just fantastic. It's just an amazing season. Everything just slotted into space. And there you go. Not a bad 5 years, if I do say so myself. Taking Man United back to where they belong. Winning Premier League titles. Winning Champions Leagues. If you want to continue to save, the file will be in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe on that good stuff. And let me know what you want to see next. What other teams do you want me to rebuild to take them back to some glory days?